Acting Captain Commander Zora's log, stardate 53773.3. The Tenjin is currently on patrol in an experimental area. It has been a week since our last encounter with a mysterious alien that nearly killed myself and other members of the crew. Captain Nadal is currently assisting the Admiral in some experiments being performed on the Victoria and should be returning to the ship soon. All has been quiet for the past couple of days, and hopefully it will remain so. End log. Commander Jolson, how is your current studies going?
I'm just uh, wrapping it up. I'm basically just doing the last 30 pages, suggesting in technical applications for it.
Well,
I'm
another game.
also sorry. I'm I've also been working with astrometrics to find out the original phenomenon that made the material in the Shackleton expanse. If we can find out what made it naturally, we might be able to synthesize it.
Well, in any case, I do look forward to your report.
Thank you, Commander. I'll be sure to forward you a copy.
I would appreciate that.
Certainly could have a number of interesting practical applications once it's out in the field.
I still technically haven't found the epithermal stress of the material yet.
We still have some left. I'm sure we could devote some lab space if you want to do a practical experiment.
Unfortunately, any of the lab spaces might have to involve ships its phasers, and I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with subjecting it to that much energy, and just diverting ships' resources to fire lasers at rocks.
Why don't we use the holodeck?
Holodecks it's only theoretical and based on the inputs we have. I don't have all the inputs, so it would just be a guess of what would happen.
You have the molecular structure, don't you?
Yes.
That's all that you should need, I would think.
I could certainly give practical exams tend to do a bit better using holography for a model. Depends on how I'm sure if we could fine tune the program in order to accurately give us a mostly accurate example.
Not too familiar with holographic simulations on material science, but uh, Commander Garrix, if you're willing to help me on that, I've heard you've been studying up on holography.
I'll see if I can get something. If I can get a model working once I'm off shift.
Excellent.
Lieutenant
How rigid
Walsh?
is this?
Lieutenant Wash, how is our current heading?
You might be muted.
Am I muted?
No.
No, I heard you just then.
Oh, okay. I said we're cruising fine at warp 8.
Jolson, how flexible is this material? How rigid is it?
It is actually quite rigid. Let me pull up the rough draft I have here. Yeah, it's quite rigid. It withstands and has an extreme amount of heat and pressure, and it's also phaser resistant. The most notable feature is its radiation absorbing properties.
Can I? Jolson, would you mind pulling your records up?
Sure.
Are we getting a hail?
Receiving communication, standby. I should be from. Yeah, right. No, it's this guy actually. Communications officer seems to be looking at something.
While he's doing that, can I input the practicality of adapting that the material Jolson has in replacing the internal structure of myself?
Give me a reason, insight, difficulty.
That's not possible.
Oh, reason, insight, reason, science. Oh no, be reason, engineering, difficulty 4.
Okay, since I'm using the ship, can I use computers engineering?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
Do you want some help there? I can assist you.
I mean, if the GM's gonna allow it, I won't say no.
Sure, feel free.
All right, I'll throw a dice in there.
Yeah, I don't think I have a focus.
Could I use my focus? Yes, just on the material itself.
You have a focus on the material?
I can bullshit one if I need to. Oh wait, no, I need momentum for that and skill.
Oh, okay.
It's something like xenometallurgy or something like that.
Yeah.
Or even metallurgy on its own would be a focus that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't quite have it, and in order to do walking encyclopedia, I need momentum to use that.
We have 4. That's 5.
Yeah.
Let me re-roll the 0 because I used computers, which means I can re-roll a d20. We have 6.
Bank 2 momentum. You do have you do believe it's possible. It'd be labor intensive, I think is the way to put it.
Would it confer advantages? Do I think that there's any reason in it?
There are some possible advantages that you would construe onto yourself. Temporal shielding, higher heat resistance. You basically be giving you could give yourself a trait where you're basically more resistant to high temperatures, that sort, and pressure, that sort of thing.
Okay, I'll plug that in, I guess, to start getting what I need for fabrication. We don't actually have a lot of it, though, do we?
No, you just have trace amounts that are aboard for study.
And I need those samples intact.
Well, it's not enough.
Do we still
Yeah,
have
Commander, it's not enough. So I'm not gonna take your stuff.
But anyways, about that hail.
Sorry, sirs. It's the translator's taking a little bit to process it.
Let me see if I can help you out with that, Tenjin.
Please, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get this sequence through.
I have a focus in communications.
That applies.
Do you want to take lead, Garrix, or do you want me to?
What would the roll be?
Double checking that myself. I will say. Yeah.
Okay, you should be the lead on that then.
Yep, I'll be a lead, focus in communications. For the Cochrane Award to kick in, I have to spend a determination, don't I?
Yeah, it basically doubles up what you get out of it instead of.
Okay. Okay, that's not worth it, but I will give you a threat for an extra dice.
Okay.
Assisted by a ship.
Ship's computers plus science. The target was 3 or 1 over so far. The ship.
And who has the ship's roll?
What is the ship's roll?
Computer science. So 2 over.
I translated the crap out of that message.
And Gearix helped out, so you're going to see some of it as well.
Oh, I need to roll that for last game. Sorry, this is a roll. 1 second.
Oh, your reputation roll, yep.
Yeah.
Hey, went up by 1.
Yes, 15.
Nice.
Okay, and then last note is just 429. I didn't spend my milestones, so that I guess is just regular determination. But my last week, I changed my focus of navigation to emergency medicine.
Okay.
Because I still have astronavigation, which is, for me, what's important.
Be sure to note that in the Discord, so I have a running log of it.
And you got all.
The Discord yet?
Or you already did that?
Oh, it's. No, I have my log listed on my character sheet in the notes section, but yeah, where are you having me list that stuff? Just in the Tenjin's channel?
Yeah.
There? Okay, good.
Commander,
Yeah,
this appears to be a first contact hail. Someone by the name of Sir Akath of Alpha has noticed our ships patrolling his area and wants to make diplomatic contact with us. That's in order to arrange borders.
Did you say sir?
Yeah, he appears to be a knight and an officer.
At least that's how it came through in the Universal Translator.
Feudalism. That'll be interesting to see.
Not a specialty, but I can brush up on it. Yeah, they formally request as diplomatic, if not cordial, contact with you to determine our intentions and intentions of our allied ships. Give me a moment. I can give you a point of origin.
Do we have any crew members of noble birth or of high station? Can I look that up real quick?
Actually, yeah. Give me insight plus. I'm gonna say insight command or insight con difficulty 2.
It's totally wash. I'm so royal.
And Jolson, you're
we
looking
go.
at asking your free question of distance.
Bearing and distance. And it's to the point of origin.
Sure.
I'm spending 3 momentum. Ooh. Wait, did you say it was a 2 or a 3?
It was a 2. You're basically creating an advantage to possibly find someone aboard who has noble lineage of some variety.
I will also say a commander that they issued a not so veiled threat if we fail to respond. They will be forced to meet us as with their humble fleet. So I think this is, as they say, an offer you cannot refuse.
Indeed. Today, Lieutenant Wash, set coordinates, prepare to alter course, and Lieutenant Jolson, if you don't mind, send our acknowledgement, and then we will rendezvous them with a destination of their choosing. Though we
Course set,
request that
ready to engage.
only one of their delegation ship arrive with us. The remainder of our fleet will continue to be where they're at.
Aye, Commander.
To send the hail back, it is quite some distance away from you. So to make sure it gets through, it's going to be a control engineering task, difficulty of 2.
Garrix, can you help me get a signal gain on that?
I'd be happy to, Commander. I do not have any relevant focuses. I will go ahead and spend that last momentum in case we need a reroll.
And ships assisting.
Ooh, Jolson, you're assisting as well, right? Because we can ignore one complication and I can reroll.
I was assisting. And can I use my focus in communications?
To assist, yeah.
Okay. And that was control engineering. That's better.
Okay. We ignore one complication because of my parental figure talent, and I'm rerolling the second complication. Okay, so now we're at 3. Then the ship.
Engine, communication, engines. Rolling now.
Okay, well that still puts us 1 over.
And I send like standard greetings messages. It's Federation mission friendly greetings and a translation matrix.
Commander, you happen to have a future Baron on the ship. They might be
I
more
knew it
willing
was
to deal
me.
with him than someone of your station.
I'll
Wouldn't
keep
be
that
an
in mind,
exact.
Mr. Allen.
It's just a suggestion. I couldn't care one way or another.
And Commander, I did send
Before-
a copy of our response to your pad, and before we officially send it off, since you're a ranking officer.
Before we get the young Baron involved, perhaps it's best we learn about them first.
I agree. Let's figure out a little more what we have. Um, the society has received our message, and and we will be expecting a reply in 1 hour, Commander.
Very well. Lieutenant Washburn, if that'll work, we'll maintain a holding pattern here until we receive the coordinates.
Yes, Commander. Now at station keeping.
Bridge, this is strategic operations. Why have we come to a stop?
We are currently engaged in diplomatic negotiation, or about ready to engage in diplomatic negotiations. I was about to inform you.
Oh, do you believe you'll need any reinforcement, or you think you're okay for now? I can
For
pull the St.
now,
John over.
I prefer the Tenjin to handle this before we bring in reinforcements. I do not want to incur a diplomatic incident.
Very good, Commander. Let me know if you need anything. I'll keep the channel open to the St. John in the meanwhile.
Thank you.
I want to go over and nudge Garrix and kind of whisper, "Who's the secret police?"
They're just from the Admiral's staff. Nothing to worry about.
What happened to the days when you didn't have an admiral?
Well, if you can recall, for quite a while we did. He was just confined to quarters. But I mean, this is the Admiral. This is where the Admiral conducts business. It's kind of to be expected.
Guess it's fine by me.
Do you have reason for worry? It was the Admiral who asked you back here, if I recall.
Oh, I don't have any problem with the admiral. It's awkward to have the person in charge, though, have someone else above them who's not the admiral.
Thus far, he's been allowing our command officers to make the bulk of command decisions. I haven't really seen any hiccups in the chain of command, as it were.
Well, if you trust him, I trust him.
Excellent.
Receiving a hail, Commander. I think it's from this night.
Another quick hour.
Put it through, Ensign.
On the screen displayed for you is a gentleman in what appears to be gray, what you might mistake as armor, like plate, with wearing a cloak in a light blue color with silver trims at the edges. Looks human, about late 30s, early 40s or so. Has what looks to be some sort of weapon or pistol on one hip, and it looks to be some sort of the hilt of a blade on the other hip. Behind him, you can see a few people moving around. It doesn't really look like a starship. It looks like it's like more like a restaurant or something.
Interesting.
This is Commander Zora of the Federation starship Tenjin.
I am Sir Akath of Alpher. Where is your captain?
Our captain is currently unavailable. I am the current commanding officer of this vessel.
Well, not to be too intrusive, but what exactly are you doing near my space?
We are currently engaged in a patrol of this sector.
A patrol? A patrol of what? I am not aware of any claims by whomever you're serving.
Forgive me, Sir Knight. We were aware that this area was unoccupied space, and we are currently undergoing certain testing activity.
Oh, no offense taken. You're not actually within my space. You're simply near it. And it became some concern because our scans show that you're a rather well-armed vessel and seem to have the capacity to separate into 3 separate vessels, which you can imagine, as guardian of my worlds, I am required to take some notice of a well-armed traveler.
You are indeed very well informed upon this vessel. You have me at a loss. What government do you hail from?
I apologize. It appears my protocol was not received. I am a Knight of the Balian Banner, Officer of the Alliance Eternal, and Guardian of the planet of Elfer. The government I serve, I suppose to translate that, would be the Alliance Eternal, which is an alliance of various governments working toward a mutual end, which you, as far as I'm aware, are not a member of. Then again, you're not a member of any of our belligerent adversaries, so I feel no need to launch an assault on my own, but I do have to question your motivations and intention.
Our motivation, I assure you, is not hostile in any nature. We are explorers. We are come from an area far from here, but made up of many worlds and governments.
Very well. Do you hail from any particular government of your own? Or are you an independent vessel?
The starship is registered to an organization known as Starfleet, which is part of the United Federation of Planets.
And you conduct experiments randomly out in space?
More like research.
Well, forgive me, why don't you endanger your own bit of space? Not that I'm judging, I'm simply curious, really.
Sure, we have many laws that govern that we don't engage in research that would harm or danger space itself or any nearby uh, cultures. We have strict protocol against that.
Oh, very well. Do you require any assistance? Have you noted any criminal elements or whatnot in your region of space that I haven't seen yet?
Nothing of noteworthy.
Well, very well. Should you have any need of assistance or safe port, you are, of course, as per all courtesies of society, allowed to visit my world for repair and refueling, but we will be charging the normal fees since you're not part of any of the society. Do you have any other questions, concerns about our... Well, my query, I suppose, is more apt. It's not like the entire Alliance is talking to you right now.
How would you feel like a bit of cultural exchange?
I beg your pardon. I do not believe the translation worked very well just then, and I want to make sure I understand you properly.
A chance to get to know each other, to learn about each other's cultures. We are primarily explorers. Even though we aren't engaged in research and currently engaged in operations of patrol to safeguard that research, we would love to get to know you and your people, if you would allow us.
Give me Presence Command, difficulty 1. Well, one momentum. Very well. I'll send along the list of laws to follow, since I imagine you are a law-abiding society. And certain weapon restrictions and so on. If you have any trouble transcending the laws, just contact us again. I'll have one of my servants read you through it. And actually, I'll save you a bit of trouble. I am going to, and he looks off screen and nods at somebody. I'm going to send you some communication data. You just need to channel into... No, that's... What's a simpler word for channel in? Communicate. Talk to someone else to help walk you through it. They're primarily used to dealing with faraway travelers such as yourself.
Understood.
Do you require...
And
Oh. Go ahead.
will we be meeting you or some other sort of delegation?
I have some responsibilities to attend to, but I'll put you on the docket for an audience. Do you know how long it'll take you to get here? I'm not familiar with your method of travel. I believe it's some sort of subspace traversion system, but I don't know how fast you can traverse it without your ship coming apart. No insult meant. I'm just don't want to endanger you in any attempt to push you to haste.
This ship is more than capable of traveling at great speeds.
Well, once you have arrived, or once you know your estimated time of arrival, communicate with me and I'll set aside, say, an hour for some time. More than an hour. Let's say 2. 2 hours seems quite enough time for a friendly chat.
Well, once we have all the pertinent data on your laws and customs, I look forward to our meeting.
Very well. Safe travels and long life.
As to you.
They cut transmission on their end, Commander.
Well, that went about as well as
Thank
could be
God.
expected.
That
Wash at this time
was
is
awkward.
looking up where they're located and how long it would take us to get there at certain warps. So that's the first thing Wash would like to do to give that to the command. Con and reason. Using astronavigation as a focus.
Definitely.
And then definitely one. Let's go ahead and give 3 threat.
Okay.
No, just 1 for the third die.
Okay.
What's the difficulty here?
0.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Just the 1 for the reroll. Boop, 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 boop.
One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You fill up. You do have some overflow.
I think that would be maybe. Part of me says like if they have certain laws on like speed requirements or things we need to worry about upon entering their space that I need to correlate with that navigation. That's what I would want it to be, but I'm not sure if we're there yet.
Yeah, you could create that advantage where you're basically you basically query the file for relevant navigation laws and try to kind of pull it off to the side on your panel so you can quickly read it as you're approaching. So if you have to do anything special or weird, you already know that you're supposed to do it.
Yes. And then I will relay this information to the commander in the sense of the time it will take and what procedures we must do when entering their space.
Commander, I'm quite concerned that they know of our multi-vector or assault, although they would have to get it fairly close in order to scan that. I would like to go over our sensor logs to see if I can and correlate any ships nearby are running errant sensor scans on us.
I mean, to be fair, we have no idea what the capabilities of their sensors are. They could be advanced quite beyond our own.
Just call me paranoid.
Go ahead and work on that, Commander Jolson. Mr. Allen, do you care to help us with this endeavor? I do need someone to go through and help me get familiar with their protocols.
I've always wanted to be a knight. Yes, Zora, I can do that.
I will also say that one of my previous hosts was a diplomat and knows xenoanthropology. So if needed, I could be of assistance in such endeavors.
Gotta love when my phone randomly has another alarm that tells me, by the way, you should be running right now. Like, I know it's 45 minutes past when we started. So thanks, phone. That was very helpful.
Focus on astrophysics. Kind of stretching for that.
I'll give it to I'll give it to you flat, actually.
Okay. One threat for extra dice. And assisted by sensors. Okay. We seem to be alone right now. I'm backtracking the logs as we speak.
Commander Garrix, I'd like you to try and find a way to mask some of our more advanced technology aboard the Tenjin. If their sensor technology is indeed advanced, I would like to hope that they don't get a hold of it through detail scans.
I'm gonna spend one momentum.
Of course, Commander, be happy to. Can certainly try and lower the power emissions from some more critical systems. That shouldn't be too.
I do have that one City freighter there about 3 days ago that we saw cloaked, but I would need an analysis of their technology to see if it's related to this government.
Could be traders trading information for docking clearance too.
Well then, I believe we have a law book we have to familiar ourselves with.
Well, momentum is spent for extra information. Much scanning and research goes on.
And masking of
Captain
power
Link-
signatures.
Commander Zora to Captain Lincoln.
Strategic Ops, go ahead.
We're going to be diverting course here soon to engage in some diplomatic negotiations. If you could have the St. John commence a patrol pattern to cover us for the meantime until we can return to our normal patrol.
Give me a presence plus command roll, difficulty 2. He's assisting you with the roll to basically coordinate what you've already covered and what you're about to cover, and guessing
I have
roughly how long
returned.
you'll be away.
I mean, I'm still the noble, right? I mean, we figured. No.
No.
No, I mean.
It's not in your background.
I'm just kidding.
Mind you, that's where the next character you make. Well, I'm a noble, so no.
Right?
Whatever comes up.
Of the X house on Beta Z.
Right? With the chalice of the 15th ring.
Okay.
Yeah, closest I get to royalty is that Romeo's won't kill me on sight.
You're
All right,
right.
Commander.
When you're
I think-
noble, everybody wants to kill you.
All right, Commander. I think we have it worked out. I'll have the St. John cover the rest of it, and I think I'll have the Atoria stay as backup to the St. John, so we can keep a steady chain through the fleet. Do you want to contact the Admiral, or do you think you don't need any further assistance? I'm all right with the way we have it now. This doesn't disrupt our current setup. And the Tenjin is supposed to do contact missions like this, along with the Fredericton, so...
If you don't mind, if you could just give the Admiral a status update on our course of action, I'm currently fine with that.
All right, I'll pass it along. If I hear anything, I'll pass it on
Thank
to
you.
your communications officer.
Uh, Commander,
Phenomena.
I've done some digging and I found out that I think an important part of their culture relies in tournaments of strength and courage, and to a smaller degree, wisdom. Oh, is Zora not here?
That's quite barbaric. Oh,
Commander
no.
Zora seems to be rather wrapped up in reading something on her pad.
Just to try my hand at it. Can I try my hand and at looking over the laws? Since there's not much else I can do at the moment.
You want to try your hand at what again? Sorry.
Just looking over the laws, parsing out the relevant information we need.
Give me a reason plus con roll, difficulty 2, to kind of be read up on their legal system.
Oh, going in blind.
And Commander Zora puts down her pad that she was studying intensely.
Zora, I think I've found something that we might be able to use or might need to be able to be aware of. They seem to have an important part of their culture is tests of strength and courage, and to a lesser degree, wisdom. I would like a chance to enter one of these tournaments. Maybe to show goodwill and show one of the most impressive beings the Federation has to offer.
Well, that never backfired in the entire history of the Federation.
It certainly won't backfire this time.
Sarcasm. Sarcasm, Alex. That was sarcasm.
How complex is the etiquette surrounding these tournaments? Certain cultures have been known to confer significant obligations to winners.
and certain
Or the
penalties to
losers for
losers.
that
It's
matter.
nothing. It's nothing that a Vindar of Tamil couldn't handle. And he makes an elaborate bow at that.
Well, Alan, they might not have a tournament for your weight class. I mean, you're not
I could shed a few pounds. I could add a few pounds
as
too.
well. You know that's not exactly what I'm referring to exactly, but they may scan you and find that you're not the same for
person?
competition. Yes.
Oh, thanks.
You would most likely usually give thank you to that answer, so that's fascinating.
Are we still in a standing holding pattern?
Yes. We weren't moving towards until everybody was familiar with the laws, etc., etc. Now, this is Jamie speaking, not Wash, but that's why Wash is being still, because once everybody's done, the commander is going to... And that, too, was the last order.
Just for lulz, I want to do a sector scan.
Really? Sorry, Jolson, not to you.
I mean, what else do you want me to do? I'm a science officer. But yeah, I want to do a sensor scan and just to see if there's any phenomenon or if there's any cloaked ships sneaking up on us. Anyone taking pictures?
From your earlier scan, I don't believe you used a free question.
I did not, so
I'll give it to you that I'll send you the message about the how they got that info. The one possibility the only possibility that seems to make sense given the data that your sensors are giving you.
okay.
Their cue.
So using Jolson's logic, not William's logic.
Can I use computers to research that, GM?
Unfortunately, no. All you have is the laws. You don't have their you have their standing laws, but you don't have the full protocol and etiquette and documentation.
Could I?
Like the fact you have the laws is the only reason it's possible at all, because you have some basis on how their legal system works and roughly what their culture's like.
Can I draw comparisons with other societies and extrapolate?
Do you have a focus like cultural studies or xenoanthropology?
No. I was planning on using the computers and just going through like tons of raw data.
You can get the computer to assist you, yeah, on that basis.
Yeah, then I mean that's the focus, and that's what I was trying to use. I don't have anything in culture.
Commander, it seems that the hailing signal, I'm getting a signal from them, but it isn't a hail. It looks like a, best guess, it's almost like one of the old 22nd century navigation pings. I think they don't know we know where they are.
I think it's best for us to accept that we let them know that we accept that information and start acting on it. Let's not reveal too much of our hand.
Mm.
That's of course up to you, Commander.
Agreed. Lieutenant Wash, set a course for the rendezvous coordinates.
Yeah, and so I'll say, yes, Commander, with the appropriate rules and laws for entering their system, I have all that entered in. And then, um, Altura, do I have any knowledge? Like, do they have like requirements? What warp or impulse, or or and then the time it'll take?
Um, the the short answer to that is
Sorry.
you warp up to. They expect you to warp or go faster than light, is the way their laws put it. If you go faster than light, you can approach up to the edge of the solar system, and you're expected to come to sublight speeds. At that point, you're supposed to basically constantly ping the nearest starport to let them know that you're there. Even if you're like going behind a planet or going to orbit, you have to constantly ping at them to let them know we're here. We're not trying to hide from you. And then once you're starting to approach the station and you have intention to dock or go into orbit with the starport, you hail the station, and then they'll let you know where to dock, where you're allowed to go, not go, that sort of thing. So they're very controlled about the aerospace of their planet in particular, of the habitated planet. But the rest of the system, it's more about just constantly doing the starship equivalent of waving at them all the time to make sure, no, I'm over here, not doing anything sneaky.
And we have to do that at sublight.
Once you enter the edge of the system. So
yeah,
you're
no warp speed within a system.
Yeah,
That's going to be inconvenient.
And if you're going to warp, you have to do it outside, unless you're given special permission by the port. Like if the military orders you evacuate now, you have to sublight your way to the edge of the system and then go to warp.
Understood.
And I'm assuming they have like general markers of hey, this is the edge of the system.
Yeah, they have like little buoys that let you know what the line is very clearly.
All right.
What's the amount of time to get there?
You're looking at warp 9. You're looking about 10 days. I might be lying to you. Hold on. I wrote it down too. I sent that answer to someone else.
It's not an emergency, so I imagine it won't be warp 8. Now I'm not sure what the commander is going to ask, but just in my head, I'll get both times: the 8-hour normal cruise, and then as well as the faster, to give the commander both options.
That would be
Garrix, what's your daring con?
My daring con, 10.
You're not very daring, are you?
My daring is only a 9, and my con is at a 1.
Yeah, I only have a 10 too.
Same.
I shouldn't have lowered con.
Wait, con? Did you say con?
I did, but
5?
there's a reason I asked Garrix, because he might help me. I'm pretty sure. I might ask y'all, but I'm pretty sure y'all tell me no. Right.
Yeah, you
Would it
still
be the
have
first
to
time
make
we've
up.
done something stupid?
Yeah, you still have to make up to Wash about the whole Jeffrey's tube thing. You still got some. Yeah.
I shaved a week off of the time it took you to get home, or like a month or something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah, you also spun us out through space-time. I'm still get seasick from that. Or time sick.
Wash wants to take out his medical tricorder and be like, wait, what?
Actually, I have been getting headaches lately.
Zoro, to enter the tournament that could help us endear ourselves, especially if we had a champion, a certain level of nobility is required, and I could use your help recreating the documents that prove my nobility.
I think that forgery on a first contact is generally not advised.
Yeah, but if we had a champion and they thought we were impressive, we could get better deals in negotiations.
Let's put that aside, but we probably have a couple of days before we arrive there, depending on what speed we go at their system. Commander Jolson, did you have a suggestion or an idea how they got hold of the tactical information?
Yeah, I found a extreme range and subspace telescope of the next sector over.
Oh, I'd love to take a look at that.
They were able to get the ship's tactical information from a telescope?
From a sector away. A subspace telescope.
That should only confer, the photons bouncing off our ship. That shouldn't confer any of the details about the ship's tactical capability.
Unless
We
they
also
have.
we also emit thermal and radiation, and with enough of practice, you could extrapolate a lot of information from that.
It would have to be. That would still be rather advanced beyond our current long-range sensor capabilities to be able to get as much detail as the existence of multi-vector assault mode just from scanning our ship when it was not in said multi-vector assault mode. That would be.
From a sector away.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be. That's quite advanced.
They would have to scan the ship and be able to deconstruct how it works mechanically.
Well,
If they can do that, then any conflict we could get in with them, we're gonna lose.
exactly, Commander. I'm just putting the tokens on the table.
It's
Well-
a short jump from being able to tell that we can go into multi-vector assault mode to ordering the ship to go into multi-vector assault mode if you know how it works. I overrode the Victoria's command codes all the time. In fact, I probably still have some that work.
Please don't say that in front of the intelligence officer, Mr. Allen.
Oh, it's nothing she hasn't done before either.
You would presume to know, would
Okay.
you?
Anyways, I'm sure, Zora, you agree that the ship is in a much more compromised position now. Shields
The entire
up may
fleet
be
is
the
in
way to go.
compromise.
I would
Let's not
suggest
go
as
in.
yellow. I would suggest yellow alert, or at least going in.
They wouldn't
Should
think of threatening us if we had a champion.
They haven't
Did you?
appeared hostile in our initial communications. I don't understand why. I mean, sure, they have some advanced sensor technology, and who knows what else other kinds of technology they have, but they've shown nothing but cordial behavior towards us thus far.
At least it is something that we could ask for in trade.
I only worry about it because I don't like being in a position where there's a superior foe who's obviously superior. Tactically, at least.
So they might have more information, but they may not be superior tactically.
Information is half the battle.
It is, and that does put us on the back foot. But often you have to go on the back foot in order to do a judo throw.
Do you fight Cholson?
I dabble on the holodeck.
We should spend time on the holodeck sometime.
Anyways, Wash, I'm fine. I've just had a headache.
Jolson, according to the medical tricorder, you at least have a migraine. So if it's hurting, maybe once you got a moment, you should head to sick bay and actually have them really check you out because migraines can start affecting other things such as sight and hearing if it starts hurting really bad, or et cetera, et cetera. And I don't think you would want to have any of that happen upon you while you're doing such excellent work. Do you got a free few minutes to head down there and get that taken care of?
I'm sure it's fine unless there's
No,
anything.
it's not fine, sir. I apologize. It's a migraine. I wouldn't
Commander,
classify that in the fine category, but it's up to you. And I head down back to my.
All right, Commander, permission to leave my post to go to sick bay.
You should probably get that checked out, Jolson, before it becomes an issue. I like all the senior set to be tip-top shape when we arrive.
All right.
As for your
Well,
inquiry about forging documents, Mr. Allen, I'm not really comfortable in this sort of deception, especially when it's a first contact situation.
It's a noble attempt, though. It's a noble goal. And we're not forging so much as just recreating documents we already have. I mean, they don't have my name on them, but we have examples in our history file.
Mr. Allen, sometime we'll have a conversation about the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law.
Which one are you supposed to violate when you need a good outcome?
Preferably neither.
Well, when Jal is your first captain.
Jamie slides out of his chair. Wash does not.
Mr. Allen, I would like to kind of go over their cultural information that they've gathered to make sure this is going to be appropriate course of action before I allow you to engage in a tournament. You are a civilian contractor, and while you may not value your own life, I do. For all we
Being
know,
s-
the
Being a
could be a duel to
civilian
the
means
death.
that anything I do that results in complications does not reflect on you.
Actually, it does, Mr. Allen. I am responsible for your safety while you're on board this ship.
They don't know that.
But Starfleet does, unfortunately.
Any opposition to losing crew support for the scene? Oh, you could use the EHM for free. You can have him roll a medical roll. I forgot you have that as your ship talent.
okay. Sure. Have the EMH diagnose me. That is presence medicine.
Well, for him, it's going to be a control. It's going to be a reason medicine difficulty 2.
Someone else want to roll that?
I can grab it if somebody's not grabbing it. 1 second, almost open. Character sheet. And then what's the skill? Control medicine, you said?
Reason
sorry.
medicine.
Oh, reason medicine. Gotcha. Oh, he only has a 9-4. What is mine? Wait, reason. Oh, mine's a 7. Okay, good. Okay, and he doesn't get
He might have a
focuses.
focus.
Oh, does he?
Xenobiology.
He has 3.
Yeah, xenobiology and emergency medicine. Surgery doesn't count right now.
Xenobiology would apply here.
Okay. And my understanding, do they spin threat or momentum or?
They spin momentum like you guys do.
Okay, so just one for the third die, and let's roll. Not unless anybody wants more. Going once, going twice.
That works.
So-
Am I assisting with communications or something?
You can attempt to assist with presence plus medicine.
Okay.
Oh,
Focus in communications.
Yeah, I'll give that to you. Clearly communicating your problem.
Or persuasion.
Hey, treat me nicely.
Persuading him. Don't have that
told-
bedside that other EMH has.
Hey, I like the Mark 1. He has character.
So what was the difficulty for your death? Oh, difficulty 2. You're fine. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
not.
2.
I'll send Jolson what the doctor tells him.
Excellent.
Mr. Allen, doing your research on their culture that they gave us, is there a dress code that we have to abide by while we're down there? I imagine with their feudal society there could be.
I will make sure you're well dressed before you go onto the planet, Zora. I do not know yet, though.
Ryza 2? Okay, now that there's a pause, Wash says, Commander, max warp usually is 2 hours unless engineering pushes it. But it'll take 6 days to go at max warp, so we're not gonna, like I said, just depending on what you decide with engineering. Otherwise, we could go warp 9, and then maybe be around 10 days.
Let's get there as fast as we can, Lieutenant.
I'll advise engineering to be ready to maintain our speed.
Jamie is stepping out, and just still, what speed are you telling me? Because that's still not an answer.
9 point
Maximum warp.
something. Yeah, it's like 9 point something or other.
Okay. Wash says 9.95, headed to, and then I name off the planet, and then wait for Commander.
1 momentum spent by Alan.
But I gained it back.
Oh, you gained it back. Sorry.
Now, is Zora one of those where I gotta wait for you to say engage?
Engage.
Engaged, and then Wash goes.
And the ship warps away toward the planet. We're going to have a scene change, so you're going to go down a momentum. The quick way to answer to Alan is that it would help. It's not like Klingon levels of cornerstone of their society, but it is a feather in your cap, a bit of prestige that makes you look a bit better in their society, or so such societies would usually measure such things.
Can I spend a momentum to find out how the 3 different levels of competition, how much prestige they bring?
Yeah,
compared to
you can
each
spend a
other?
momentum
Yeah.
for that. It's in reverse order. So wisdom's the most important, courage the second most
Oh,
important,
that's-
and might's the least.
That's good information. That's not what I meant, though.
Oh.
I meant the status level of the competitors.
It matters. It seems that they take status and social standing as something important to them. It seemed to matter to him that he was talking to a commander, and rather than the captain, he actually seemed visibly not annoyed, just not as excited about the conversation.
Well, oh, and can I figure out dress code? I guess that's 2 momentum I've spent. Yeah.
I'll give it to you because someone got the. Oh no, someone didn't figure out the laws. That's right. Yeah, it will cost momentum for that. For the dress code.
And that's the dress code of people who want to look like they are somebody, as opposed to, the mud farmers.
The etiquette is that you. There are certain emblems that are banned for people who aren't of that rank to wear. And generally you dress what you are capable of getting. So if you're capable of getting a certain material, then you can wear it. That's why if someone's particularly rich, certain societies are like, well, you're allowed to wear silk rather than, say, wool, because you can get it, and lawfully. And aliens are given a lot of a lot of slack for looking different.
Okay. Zora, as far as dress code goes, you're probably fine. If you wanted to be impressive, you might convert some of that aluminium into pips and wear that as pips instead, or as a comm badge. That would be impressive. And then we could actually get a benefit of increased status in their eyes by competing in the tournament. But a tournament of wisdom is more important than a tournament of strength. So I wouldn't have to engage in violence necessarily.
How's their conversion in the sense of like our one slip of latinum comparatively, or a bar latinum? How steep is the conversion? I'll look at Alan. Sorry, just quizzitively.
I would look that up, except we don't have momentum, so only if the GM gives it to us for free.
Please.
I guess. Are we allowed to know without? If that's too much, are we allowed to know if they're post scarcity or not?
You can give me a reason plus con difficulty 2 to try to figure out that piece of information.
I'll do that. Oh, wow.
Oh, post scarcity, like replicators being not have
Yeah.
hunger, not have. Oh, it took me. Jamie was clueless for a second there.
No, I didn't make it. I got one success, but I also got a complication.
I'll just take that as threat. Yeah, from when you examine the laws, Alan, you get a similar thing that Jolson did. It's a lot like Federation law, but there's so many exceptions and sub-exceptions and case laws and then unwritten rules that you're supposed to know because you're a member of society, and you have no idea. A random guess is as good as anything right now.
I have a question.
I mean, did anywhere in that law I ever see financial punishments?
I mean, yes, but there's also an exception, and then there's a sub-exception that says that there is no punishment, but there is a punishment and under certain conditions. But then that one was revoked according to this case law. But then this other case law says that there is a punishment. It gets into that myriad, this very bureaucratically inefficient law system that kind of doesn't make sense if you're not part of the society.
They might
Did the
still
ship
use
help
money.
in the sense of
They might,
being
yeah.
able to focus the information.
Say again, Wash?
I said, did the ship? It was able to help with the idea of being able to focus the information down by searching keywords and stuff like that.
That would be the ship rolling to it can't assist because you got at least one.
Yeah, so that's why I was hoping I could roll computer.
Oh, well then be careful to take that threat then, because I can get a reroll if the computers assist.
Yep.
That's
you can go for it, Zora. I'll take those 2 threat back for now.
Is that computers
But
con?
Computer's con or computer science?
Computer con. Con covers formalities and stuff like that as well.
There you go.
Ooh,
Oh, there you
and
go.
I'm gonna roll the one that I rolled as a complication. Oh, at least it's not a complication.
So you got your base 2. Actually, Mr. Jolson, I'm going to have to relieve you from duty for the time being. And it is up to you. Either we can, I can withhold the information and treat you as needed, or if you wish to go over my head, as it were, you can communicate with your commanding officer and we can discuss it. But this is your medical information. I can't divulge this. But I don't feel comfortable you leaving quite yet without a full evaluation.
There's no way around this, is there?
I'm afraid not, no.
All right, I'll submit to your evaluation.
Very good. We'll come along this way, please. Now, if you just look at these cards here, and he continues with the evaluation. Someone can give me a roll for the EMH. It's Reason Medicine difficulty 3.
Reason Medicine difficulty 3.
Sorry, 2. I forgot where he was. He's in med bay right now.
He's a med. Oh, okay. So just one momentum. The one momentum for the roll, the extra, and then is this still seen as xenobiology?
Yeah, that would still apply.
Okay.
I mean, there are aliens involved, so
Because this is
Yeah.
no longer surgery or emergency medicine, so I was making sure. All right. And does the ship help any way?
Computer's medicine.
Computer's medicine. Okay, got
Sorry,
that.
sensors medicine. Sensors
Oh,
medicine.
sensors medicine. Got
It might not
okay.
matter.
life forms.
Oh.
Do-do-do-do.
Life forms. Still 2, and what was the difficulty? Hopefully 2 also. Yeah, you said 2. Okay, so
Yeah.
at least we matched out. Yeah.
To answer what you got there, Alan, since you did get the number, you did hit the target number. And after that, I'm going to get to Zora, who's looking that up. Actually, we'll say on the short answer to what Zora got. Zora finally got a role that gives you the advantage of being familiar with all the laws of their society. Because poor Jolson tried to do this exact role and couldn't make heads or tails of it. And Alan's looking for a very specific bit of information, but Zora is now has opened up the general, and Wash had specific navigational. Now Zora has unlocked the whole from cover to cover, as it were. But you have specific advantages for different things, so that will come into it. You in some cases you'll have multiple advantages on certain tasks because you guys are doing so much research before you even get there. Like friggin' nerds. Jeez, what are you? A bunch of spacefarers who actually read the rules of a place? God.
I mean, that's the responsible thing to do.
Maybe.
I mean, you step on the grass, it's you know.
Oh yes, Alan, that's what I was on. Oddly Wash reminded me. Alan, they are a scarcity society. They don't have, in their laws, the reason why they have that weird fuzziness about it is because they are aware of things that they call cornucopia machines, which, doing a bit of translating, they actually outlaw replicators and any replicated matter.
Aren't our uniforms replicated?
Everything on the ship is replicated.
Like
So
every
this
single
isn't-
part of
Unless
it,
you brought it,
including me.
Unless you brought it on ship from, in the sense of, in your room or your luggage. But everything
So
else
this
No.
is
replicated.
a nudist
I mean-
colony.
I think that the ship itself is replicated.
Large parts of it. There are some bits that are unreplicatable, but the majority of the ship's replicated in industrial replicators and starship replicators out in dry dock.
Can you scan matter to tell whether it was replicated or not?
There's ways to look for it. Most people don't bother because who cares?
Can we mask that?
Yeah, because that's going to be important to me. Can I look up
Huge.
how to mask that?
And, my underwear.
For a starship, you could configure the deflectors to dampen sensors in some manner. For personal use, you'd have to be wearing a device. You could replicate a device that would be a walking dampener, but you'd be carrying a thing the size of a torch, like a small box on your hand. Well, not on your hand, but you could strap it to your arm or to your leg or something. Like it'd be a significant size.
Well, there goes that. We watched
but-
Alan's frown for the first time ever.
I mean, not really though. Now
Yeah,
he wants to. Now, Zora, I would like to double my efforts to request to engage in this tournament because I'd like to show them what replicated matter could do.
I would
Well,
be
now
Now
advised.
that's an interesting.
I have the value I am superior, so I think it fits.
I would suggest you not indulge that information, or anyone here on the ship indulge the information that most of our things are replicated.
I don't want to tell them about it. I would like to have the knowledge that I beat one of their champions while being replicated, or while
Well,
having been replicated.
that could have been the reason why they banned it, is because you.
People probably ban lots of things because of me.
More than likely, it's a sense of controlling their society by having a level of scarcity.
Makes sense. I mean, if it is a feudal society, the only way to maintain that is to create systems of haves and have-nots, and technology that would eliminate that system would uproot their society in a day.
Are you ready to start a revolution, Garrix?
I do not think that Starfleet diplomatic corps would appreciate that, and I would not like my wife to be mad at me.
Alan doesn't care one bit about the status of the people on the planet. He's not about to get involved in some foreign war or some revolution. He knows that Garrix has heartstrings.
He does have heartstrings, but he also has to, as a Starfleet officer, respect other cultures.
What about
Even
the
if he
mud
doesn't agree with
farmers, though?
Under the rules of the Prime Directive, it is not our business.
Well,
Ooh, bless you.
since we
Or
can't do
smooth.
anything overt, can I get in the tournament to pull one over on him?
Mr. Allen, if you want to be in a tournament that badly, there's holodeck programs for this.
Not where you can defeat someone who doesn't like replicated matter.
You quite literally could write that simulation in a day.
I feel things too. It feels better when you defeat people instead of hologram.
Wash will be like, Mr. Allen, is there a stun setting on that grenade?
I only throw 2 of them.
Mine was on stun.
Grenades don't have stun.
But they do when you only throw 1 at one group, not 2 at one group.
The ship was at
Mr.
stake. If it
Wash
makes you
shakes
feel
his
any
head and looks forward.
if it makes you feel any better, my sense of self-preservation today might have led me to side with them so that I wouldn't have thrown the grenades. They were probably going to win unless we threw the grenades.
1 threat gained for a certain requisition from the storage containers aboard ship.
Alan, no.
No, it wasn't me. I promise it's not me.
It wasn't me
It
either.
is not me.
Zora, no grenades.
Technically, by the rules, you can give the GM threat for a opportunity cost instead of spending momentum. Since we're out of momentum, gave him a threat.
It could only be a bladed weapon, or maybe I don't know if it could be a grenade.
It's none of those.
It's a piece of technology. No, because
It's
that
grenades.
wouldn't have an escalation.
It's
It's
close.
grenades.
It's close. Just in case.
What could you need that a Type 2 phaser wouldn't do?
Is everything alright, Lieutenant Commander Jolson?
Yes, just a mild migraine.
Very well. Are you fit to return to duty?
I am, Commander.
That's wonderful to hear.
And I return to my station and dive into my work.
Very well, Mr. Allen. I will allow you to gain access to these terminates, but only the ones of wisdom. Let's not injure anyone, shall we?
Wait, are we
And
actually doing that?
Could you help sign these documents, Commander? And I start shoving pads in front of you. The reason is because it's a daring con, difficulty 5, complication range 3. Wait, is that gone down since we learned about their laws?
Complication range has come down
To 1 or 2?
to 1.
Oh, so it's still a difficulty 5 though, but I can assist, I think.
The reason the diff is so high is because you're dealing with the alien culture and you don't have their full library of etiquette data. You just have their laws.
I would have done it myself, but I knew that it was going to be impossible without you or Wash. That's why I've been trying to actually ask.
Lieutenant Watch, if I give you the appropriate materials to forge these documents, will you help me on this matter?
Jamie's asking, do I have the skills for that?
One of the things that pilots have to deal with is way too much paperwork. So they're very good at going through documentation.
Oh, then okay, yeah. Wash will say absolutely.
And can I assist?
And can the computer assist?
Oh, definitely.
Do I still get to assist?
Yeah.
I
Put a
got
lot
the
of heads
computer.
together, reading pads.
And
Oh, I don't think technical expertise fires if I'm an assist. I think because it says when you're assisted by the computers or sensors.
Yeah, it's not. If you're assisting, it doesn't kick in.
I still spend a threat for
Oh, wow.
1 die.
Okay.
It's a difficulty 5.
And oh, okay, never mind. 3 threat for 4. Still a difficulty 5, and we want momentum.
Click, click.
Let me think. So let me see. Voice.
Oh God.
Okay, I spend my determination. Voice of the crew.
You know it's bad when the DM goes, "Oh God."
Yeah, I'll give you that actually. That applies here.
And the focus in this case will be lead by example because people are assisting me to try to get this done.
I'd give it to you at increased complication because a lot of these people assisting you outrank you.
Alan doesn't.
Understood. So I will
Alan
definitely,
doesn't.
if complication range of 2, that's great. Yes.
Dang it.
And since now to spend 4 dice is at 5, how many have I given you already? I think 3, right? Because that was before the determination, so 2 more to make sure I have that 4th die. And then that's everything. That's a lot of it. Shut up, and I rolled a 1.
Oh, you rolled the wrong thing. That's why you got so few. You rolled reason medicine instead of daring con.
Sorry, let me re-roll everything. Okay, daring con. Now it's set. Sorry, that's the one thing I didn't look at to see if it was correct.
What's your daring con? Is a 16 or 15?
12 and 5.
Oh, so you got 1, 2, 3. You got 3 in a complication.
He also
And I get
1.
Yeah, so you got
Yeah, we
4
rolled.
successes.
Total
Never
of
mind.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, total
6
Six.
plus.
Terminate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
whoops.
everybody assist, and let's see how much momentum we get.
No,
'Cause
we
we're at
already
1.
did.
Oh, there's none.
I got a complication and Zora got a 0.
Computer helps.
Oh, computers.
Computer what? Computer con?
Computer con, yeah.
Computer tries
Okay,
to
1.
help.
I think the computer got a complication because the complication range went up. Because Wash used
Oh,
Just
Does that-
watch his roll.
to... Okay.
okay.
So
'Cause
1
you-
momentum total.
Oh crap! I just don't.
We'll spend the momentum and give you 1 threat to ignore the complication.
Oh, there's still a complication out
Sure.
on the board. Yeah, definitely.
I'll give you that.
Not liking that threat level.
These
Oh,
are
that's
rookie
nothing.
levels.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Just give me a type 3. Can we have the documents say I'm a vendor?
What's a vendor?
It's what the Tamils called the Tamil Kings.
Ah.
I thought it was relevant since he's from the person he's modeled after is from the Tamil region.
Ah. How high rank is that? Like, is that like?
It would be the highest rank of a. It'd be a kingdom, so he wouldn't have. The person would not have had anyone above them.
You can. I'll put it to you this way, because you've done a lot of research on nobility and such lately. Your character knows that and can guess that with a society, with a social standing society like this one, the more higher rank than the other guy you are, than this knight is, the more and more he's going to be. The harder it's going to be to fool him because he's familiar with people who are of that rank or who are that level of society.
So with my presence command, we're gonna go back down to someone who is a baron.
There you go. Just thought I'd save you that particular stumbling block. Now, if my complication was still there, I'd be like, yeah, sure, go for Tamil. You know what? You should go for an imperial title of some kind. That won't cause any problems.
I've already got a handful of those.
Mr.
But yes.
Jolson, are you sure you're quite all right?
I'm fine, just doing scans.
Can I?
But if you want to make up a writ, it will cost you, because you don't have any momentum on the table, it'll get me 2 threat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So Alan
Can
now
I-
has a writ of nobility.
Okay, I'm gonna message you.
Go for it. I'm just gonna ignore that too, though. So deal with it. No.
In the meantime, can I work on any replicated matter masking technology?
Give me. It would be a reason plus engineering difficulty 2, complication 2, because you don't know how advanced their sensors are. You can guess, but you're not sure.
You want an assist on that, or?
I would like an assist. Focusing quantum mechanics. It's trying to get the quantum mechanical differences between replicated matter and normal matter to align.
Say that again? Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Focusing quantum mechanics, trying to get the atoms
Oh,
of
yeah.
replicated matter to align. Okay.
Makes sense for me.
You know what? Screw it. Let's use a determination. I've not done this before, so sometimes you have to field test an idea before you know it works.
I mean, yeah, because you won't have you're gonna have one shot. It's gonna work or not.
All right, Commander Garrix, if you can help me out here.
Absolutely. What was the complication range again?
2.
Complication range is 2.
Groovy.
Reason engineering. +1 from my determination.
+2 from determination.
+2.
Yeah, determination is an auto 1.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 5 successes.
And I set the diff at 2, didn't I? So it gets you 3 momentum.
Cool.
I don't think you have one on deck. You could create one,
Or my symbiote. Literally, my past host was a diplomat. I can bullshit a focus for 1 scene. Or there's that. So we're tapping crew support for xenoanthropology.
Yeah, I'm thinking so when we do the away team.
Okay. I'll just be backup or something. I don't know. So about that quantum mechanics annex thing.
You did get it, so you have created the advantage that you can put a dampening field around the ship that can hide. Basically, you're just enhancing. You don't even have to keep your shields up to do it. You can just tell your navigational deflector to put out different particles out there, and it messes. It won't hide the ship because you don't want to you don't want to cloak. You just want to hide the fact that you're replicated. So you put out just enough that it fuzzes out the stuff they're looking for, and they'll still be able to detect you have phasers and photon torpedoes and stuff. So all the stuff they probably care about, they'll see. The stuff you care about, they won't see.
So I would be able to set up a quantum interface that could fool their sensors.
And for opportunity cost of 2, you can replicate a small scale version of it for personal use.
I'd like to do that if you don't mind, Commander.
Keep in mind it's 1 per. It's 2 opportunity per person.
Okay. I can at least get 1 model now.
You could do more. It's just, a little risky. It might damage something on the ship.
No, that wasn't a threat at all.
I stared at.
Okay, we'll spend the 2 opportunity costs to have 1 portable model. And we somehow make it discreet or give it like a cover story or something. Sure, this is my tricorder.
Yeah, it's about the size. If you've seen certain TNG episodes where they have like thing they wrap around, kind of, or something like the size of a watch. Like it's something that you can't really. You could theoretically pull a sleeve over, but it's if someone's looking at it, they'll see it's a device that you're obviously wearing and it's active. They won't necessarily know what it is until they examine it. But
okay, well, I'm sure we can think of a convincing cover story for that. if I flux the quantum field enough, if I could put the expectation that there's some temporal differentiation going on, and that device is anchoring that one person to this timeline.
Oops.
I would be like forcing over or how the device works, but that's an idea. Give us a good cover story for why we have the device. Just I can't take this device off. It'll put me out of phase with this universe.
Are we sure that that's not a worse thing than the other one? They made like extra universal intruders less than they do replicators.
It wouldn't be extra universal. It'll be more of quantum phasement. It'll be a slight transporter accident that puts someone 3 microns to the left.
Not like a stretch bend.
Yeah, transporters are pretty close to replicators, so they might not see the difference. Oh, which is another thing, Zora, we might need to not transport anywhere. Just keep that in mind.
I will tell you the thing you would see in the teleportation technology. They deem as a form of transport. They don't see it as replication.
Ah,
That's one of those exceptions and sub-exception things. Like someone once upon a time got really mad about it, and then a bunch of nobles had to talk about it. It was something that was even discussed at the emperor level. And it's like, no, it's just the way of transport. We're not making clones. It's okay. Everyone calm down.
I mean, that's not true though. But I understand.
Well, if you left both the original thing you're transporting and the second thing, and you left them both existing, then they get mad at you. But if you destroy one and and then put together that person somewhere else, that's okay.
I'm in danger. Okay, what was the threat spend?
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
God damn it. Did I just give the DM ideas? I think I just gave the DM ideas.
You gave me all the ideas.
I should learn to shut my big mouth. Anyways, I go back to being cold and dispassionate at the science council.
Whoop, I'm being messaged. Everything's fine. What's everyone worried about? I just spent 12 threat. It's not a big deal.
I'm gonna wear my lucky socks down on my away mission. I'm just saying.
I love the link name of that GIF. That GIF was made in a different time.
Okay. So now what?
A day goes by or so as you guys are doing your preparations and you're whipping along. You cover a ton of distance. You exit the experimental patrol area pretty fast because you guys were patrolling the edge of it. About halfway through the day, you're hailed by the St. John. They let you know that they're covering for you, and they appreciate being given the heads up that you're. And they don't mind covering it. They're like, yeah, sure, we can do that. They would have been mad if they had to find out they had to cover you rather than being given the heads up. But you have the strategic operations guy over, so it's not like the head of keeping track of where all the ships are wouldn't notice.
Commander, do you want me to take a better look at that space telescope they have? Or do we just want to leave that alone for now?
It might be best if we leave that alone for now. They might see that as intrusive.
Tactical, there are 3 ships right in front of us. Weapons powered, shields up.
Can I move over to a tactical station or pull it up?
You'll alert and hail them. This is Commander Zora of the Federation starship Tenjin.
Give me control engineering difficulty 1 to pull them up on hail. Make sure they can hear you.
I'm guessing that's me.
Jolson, you can give me reason science difficulty of 2.
I'll spend a threat, extra dice, and bold science.
I'll take that. Oh, Garrick, do you have assist by communications plus? Oh, I forget. I think it's communications engineering.
So that's 2 momentum gained.
Focus. Focus in astrophysics.
Increased complication.
I already have bold. I'll take it. And I'm assisted by the ship.
The hail is assisted with communications engineering, sensor scan. It'll be sensor science.
Ooh, I crit.
Garrick's generated 2 momentum. Jolson, I think, just created 2 momentum. And now I have to roll for them to hear you. Gained a couple thread out of that because they did more than they needed to. Acknowledged wash. Right. So healing frequencies are open. They hear you. I'm going to send some data to Jolson before I give you their response.
Did you get the threat I spent for the extra dice?
Yeah. You gave me 1, didn't you?
Yeah, just 1.
Yep. I got
Okay,
it.
I just want to make sure that was accounted for. So I'm not cheating.
Typical. No.
Alright, give me that juicy sensor data.
And Garrick's sending you a message from your hail attempt.
Actually, I might be able to do that one manual, but...
Captain, they're acknowledging our hail. On screen or audio?
On screen.
Putting on screen. And I do so.
Hello, ship. On the screen, you see what looks to be a humanoid of a dark purple pallor, black eyes, hair of a golden tinge. Seems to be rather well dressed. The bridge around them seems to have some other aliens. Like it doesn't seem to be a one species crew. He seems to be lounging a bit forward in his chair, leering at you. Time to come to and give us everything you got. And if you don't, we'll just take it from your wreckage. I'd rather not kill a pretty face. Bad luck, you know.
I beg your pardon?
Let's try this again. Give us your ship or you die.
Commander, they do outnumber and outgun us.
Permission to start responding
No.
with energy?
Not
let's
yet.
see what-
As I said, I am Commander Zora of the Federation Starship Tenjin. We're here on a personal request by one Sir Alketh of Epher.
Give me insight command difficulty 2. When you say that, he gives a tell, but you're trying to figure out what that tell means.
Investigation for a focus?
I'll give it to you increased complication because you're kind of making a split decision. Jolson, I'll cost you 1 momentum for that second question.
I should get it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I do get 2 for free, but.
Oh, what's the
Sure.
second? One Psi officer. Oh, the other one's studious. You're right.
Studious. Yep.
Yeah. What kind of analysis? Sorry.
Communications analysis. Are they using like similar bandwidth, frequency?
Similar technology.
Okay, so they might be from the same empire that we've been talking to.
Yeah.
And we already see on screen that they're a multi-race.
Yes. Alan, you can attempt a daring security, difficulty 3. Or daring science, actually, either way.
Is this assisted by ship sensors?
Yes, it is.
I'll spend a momentum.
That third one, I think Jolson's going to cost you momentum.
I will. Yeah, I'll spend a momentum for that one.
Okay, well, momentum spend, or 2 spent currently, because Alan spent 1.
That sensor science or sensor security?
Sensor security, or science, actually, either way works.
I'm going to re-roll the ship's die with expertise, technical expertise.
Right, yep. To answer your question, Jolson.
I got 5 successes.
Now going back up to Zora. Up, because a few rolls have fired off past me. You also have cold reading. Yeah, it's true. And I believe your roll, it was difficulty 2, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. When you say that, his face kind of, it's like he's trying to hide a smirk. He's trying to be serious in front of the men, but he's amused that you brought that name up. You do have a free question for that, because cold reader. Momentum is spent. Oh yeah, I know why. Jolson's spending for something.
I'm scanning for life forms.
You're scanning for life forms?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm scanning for what I told you I'm scanning.
Okay. Alan, you have you drawing attention to yourself. He's amused by the comment about the knight. Like when you brought up the name and the fact that you were under his aegis in some regard, he found that very amusing.
Maybe mention that we're not feudal. Maybe they don't like feudalists.
He doesn't seem to be. The idea of status seems to amuse him in and of itself. Like it's not something he respects.
We do still have the photonic projectors. That might use it to bluff.
She
I think
motions to cut the comms briefly. Commander Garrix, activate the photonic fleet emitters.
Of course, Captain.
Make them appear like they're decloaking.
Absolutely. Okay, and the roll for that is control security diff 2. And
it uses up 3 power to generate.
Ship assists with a thing.
So what I'm gonna do, saber. Whoops. I was gonna copy it. Oh well.
Okay, so we made the diff. We just have a complication.
Altera,
can we buy the complication away with threat?
You have momentum on the table.
Oh, yes, what I meant. Momentum, yeah.
does my determination count?
Let me think for a second. Yes, I'll give that to you.
Okay. I also spent a momentum and for an extra dice. Here we go.
Put it here. Oops, no, not here. I was about to put a huge tech dump on the GM chat. That would have not been welcome. There. I can get out of there.
And our comms are currently cut off, right?
You're muted at the moment.
We're muted. Okay, tactical analysis incoming in Commander.
Basically, you now have advantage to take shots at them because you found weak points in their system, in their power reactors.
That was a difficulty 3 roll.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3 momentum gain.
Does the ship assist?
It would with sensors plus engineering.
Sensors engineering, just throw it on there.
Oh, there you go, another momentum.
Yay, I'm helping. Okay, yeah, Commander, I sent you that sensor analysis as I found some shield harmonics that we can punch through. As well as structural weaknesses is along there are bazaar collectors that we can use to ignite their warp plasma. Sure, that was techno battle.
And a ship decloaks. Well, it doesn't. You make it appear, but you know.
Good work, Commander. And she motions to unmute the channel.
Let's make this count.
Oop. I thought this happened. What the hell?
As you can see, we are here on a diplomatic mission and do not wish to engage in hostilities, but I assure you, you do not want to feel the wrath of my armies. I suggest you turn away now before we engage in hostilities, or I can call more ships to my disposal.
Give me a presence plus command roll. This will be opposed. However, you are considered to have one extra success because you have another. It seems you have backup. As far as he's concerned, you have backup.
Using my determination, violence is a state of failure.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Deception for a focus.
For some reason, yes.
Is there a way I can assist?
What's your command?
My command is 4.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably assist by kind of looking, like going along with it, like posing a little more threateningly and making threatening gestures at them.
And also pointing out that our ships are technologically superior. We have more on the way, and eventually we will outnumber you.
Yeah, you get rolling into their fear of, oh, there's another ship coming. More.
Focus and persuasion.
You're lying. It's more of a deception.
Okay, no focus then. Or okay, I'm tapping join trill. I used to know how to lie.
Okay, yeah.
From Calden, he totally knew how to bluff.
So give yourself the deception focus.
Yep, for this scene only. Damn.
So I got an extra die. Here, I'll just give you. We'll do that. So that gets me.
If you roll 5 dice, you can tie. If you get all the 2s.
Well, he'll just take his chances.
You can't win.
But you can at least first number. I don't know why it rolled twice.
Hey, I actually backed up the commander on something.
So you only gain some momentum. You only got 3 hits.
Only 3? So I think we
get 6
had 9 successes.
9 plus 1.
For every 2 momentum you spend, that's 1 ship's run.
Yeah, I'll say we spend and 2 to at least get one of them out of the way. So that brings us up to 5. We had we're now at 7 momentum. We spent 2 to make one of the ships run away, so we're currently at 5 momentum.
If you keep spending 2, it makes the rest each one go. Like you're succeeding. It's a difference between them taking on the challenge or them going, you know what, this ain't worth it.
bring it down to 1.
So another guy runs away.
And now my tactical analysis should be, yeah, we could totally take this guy on. Confirming from my sensor analysis from before, we can take them one-on-one.
I believe your fleet has left you behind. I suggest you follow suit.
And they open fire.
We did have shields up.
Red alert.
She said red alert. You need a shorter loop for that. They fire torpedoes at you. He just kind of, when you say that, he grimaces at you, and it looks like there's a moment where he looks like he's gonna back down. He just kind of chops his hand across his neck, and the feed kills, and tactical warns of torpedoes incoming. Spending a threat for an extra die.
What range are we at?
Currently at. He's currently at long. And I'm gonna spend another threat to fire off a salvo. Salvo.
How is that rule handled? Since
Actually,
salvo
it's
actually
three
generates a threat too.
Yeah. Well, he has to spend threat.
Yeah, if I'm doing
If he
salvo, I
has
have to
threat, he has
spend.
spend.
I just forget how much threat it costs for a salvo. I haven't been on a ship that does that a lot. I can't recall a single ship I've been on that salvo. Area attack with phasers, yes.
It's 2.
2? Okay. Thank you.
Salvo is a favorite of the Mirror Universe, apparently.
Is it? So I actually spent 2. Because I see 2 ships, so they want to hit them both. And stats are different than the NPC ship I have programmed in there right now. So it should be. Is spread? Oh, you mean, it does more damage to you. Okay. Yeah, they'll hit you as hard as they can. There are 2 of you.
I think salvo allows you to do.
It's like when you get a
another half
breach, you
damage.
get another breach to another system. Or half
Doesn't
damage
it
to another.
allow? Doesn't it allow another half plus 1 damage? Or half rounded up, I mean.
That's a hit. Generate a momentum threat. Side of the table. Well, I'm gonna spend 2 extra threat to give them torpedoes because they didn't have it to begin with.
For reference, we have a resistance of 7.
They are gonna spend for piercing. Your ship's bigger than theirs, so. And there are 2 of you. They really want you guys to be disabled in one go.
that still doesn't meet that meets our resistance, so I don't think we take a breach.
Yeah, 'cause it only kills 4 of your resistance with the piercing.
It's
So
not
you guys
under
think-
5. It's 4. It is 5.
Resistance. Oh yeah, your resistance is real high.
4 is TOS era. What does that mean?
They re-rolled some of the fails, so there's the 4 they
That-
initially.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's 5.
Yeah.
But we have a resistance of 5 after the piercing. So
Resistance of 7 because of ablative.
yeah, but 7 minus 2 because you paid for piercing, which is 5.
Oh,
So-
it doesn't give piercing to each chevron. It's just you get 1, you get your piercing.
Yeah, no. What you're thinking of is a scan you have to do before you shoot.
Right.
Yeah, that's different. That's scan for weakness.
So torpedoes hit, and you just kind of, well, they hit. They don't do anything. You weather the hit. Doesn't even affect your shields.
Does the preemptive lock I did bring down the difficulty to shoot?
It does, yep.
And also, I have an advantage to target for my sensor analysis.
Mr. Allen, if you would oblige, return fire. Target the pre-existing locations that Commander Jolson recommended.
Okay.
Don't we have to close in?
Not if we use torpedoes.
It's just a...
Okay, so diff would be that, but you got to lock on them, and the difficulty doesn't go up if you're targeting weak point. Oh, so you've scanned for weakness already. The difficulty would be 2 if you're shooting at them just generally at this distance. Because normally it would be 3, but you've already done a lock that kind of helped. You already got your sensors locked in. If you want to target a specific system, it's going to go up to 3.
Target their engines.
Instead of that, can I do the thing for power?
You can spend, if I recall, with phaser rays, you can spend more to cause more to increase your damage output.
If you target their engines and we get a breach on their engines, they lose 2 power automatically per breach. And since we have phaser rays, if you do spread,
Okay.
there's an extra breach that could potentially hit their engines or another system.
Okay, then I'm going to spend 3 momentum and use shipboard tactical system. That's 5.
Okay, so diff was up to 3 because you're aiming for a particular system, but yeah, you get like 2 momentum out of it. So roll your damage because ow. This is gonna hurt.
Versatile into piercing. Both of them.
So it puts it up to piercing. Piercing 6?
I count 10 damage. And piercing of 4. So it's a total of 4 armor that we're going past. So
Okay.
we should be doing 6 damage. Or we were doing 6 damage, now we're doing 10.
Okay, and they have 4 resistance.
Yeah, so we don't have scan for weakness up now.
No, I got it.
Oh, you did have it?
Yeah,
that's
I
another
did that. I did that preemptively.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's another 2 piercing on that, which didn't really. So I will take one of the. Can I take one of the ones we spent on piercing and put that into devastating attack?
You need to roll 2 additional challenge dice as well.
Because you get extra damage for scan for weakness.
Per momentum spent.
Yeah. Oh god.
And then yeah, I'd like to spend a moment. I'd like to not buy one of the piercing I bought because we
you
don't need it,
to.
and then put that 1 momentum plus 1 momentum out of our pool on devastating an attack, which is another half rounded up. So that's 12. That's 18 total. By
Holy
my count.
shit!
Actually, that's 24. Because
Hey,
we did
just-
spread plus devastating. So 2 6s.
Oh wait, no.
12 and then 2 6s right after that.
One moment, please.
And then what you do is you use the versatile from those 2, from spread and devastating, you pump that into piercing, which bypasses 4 resistance on each extra hit.
I don't think we've done enough to kill them though, have we? Because even if we get 3 breaches, they still need 4.
It could actually be 6 breaches, depending if we took their shields out on the first hit, which would be an automatically breach from the first hit because it's above 5. If we took their shields out on the first hit, that would be a additional breach because the shields are gone, and then the 2 other extra shots, that's above, those both are above 5, so that's 2 there. Plus the fact that there's no shields, that's an additional 2, so it's 6 breaches on 1 hit.
Yeah, so we could have easily taken all 3 of those ships. Because I have quick to action, so we could do that exact roll again.
And it explodes in a well-placed phaser shot into their power generator, and the whole thing just ignites.
I try not to enjoy that, but I do.
I definitely do not enjoy that, but that's okay.
I mean, if it's any
Nice.
consolation, Garrix, you're the one who made me enjoy it. You and Jolson.
Scanning for escape pods. Trying to be nice. Focus astrophysics.
Nice shot, Mr. Allen.
Plus 1 momentum for me.
Yes.
Alan turns around towards Zora and gives a very melodramatic bow.
Commander, we do have escape pods out there.
Begin rescue efforts. I'm pretty sure we've just caused a diplomatic incident. I was trying to avoid that, but
I believe technically they started it.
be good. Let's hope this conglomerate sees it that way.
I'm kind of wondering, and I'm pretty sure that this wasn't like an official greeting. This was just random pirates. But is there any way I could tell from their ship's wear and tear if this was proper military or if this was civilian?
They didn't have any They didn't have any unified. And they had the markings they had seemed to be more. And actually, that's why I gave you the trait independent warship. They are warships that have badges of honor on them, or like a kill count on the hull, that sort of thing.
Okay, so these were definitely ragtag pirates.
Well, they were all part of the same pirate fleet, but they're all individuals with their own. They're not a military who are uniformed. They're a bunch of pirates just showing off their bling, to put it that way.
And of course, they're not like organized like an official government's navy would be.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Al.
Oh, Zora, when they come on board, can we ask them questions vigorously to make sure this is not false flag?
I doubt that they're false flag. I believe this was some of the criminal elements that had Sir Huff and Puff was talking about before.
Potentially, yes. Please assure our lovely brig is fashion enough for them. Mr. Allen, we do pick them up.
Sir Huff and Puff.
Got his name. I don't know. I'm just ad-libbing.
No, I know. I love it. I'm not complaining whatsoever. Not at all.
I will. Yeah, I will see. Well, I'd say their comfort, but I'll see to them. I'll head off to the brig. I love that someone trusts me to go deal with prisoners.
Commander, do you want us to send out shuttles to pick them up, or do you want us to come in close and transport them into the brig?
First, let's see if there's not any, I should say, booby traps waiting for us. So, Justin, could you scan for any incendiary devices that might be left behind?
Would that be new scan, or could you use a free question from that?
One moment. It's gonna be your free question.
Yeah. Any incendiary devices in the region?
Say again, sorry?
Any unusual power signatures, incendiary devices, or radiation signatures among the life pods that might be indicative of a booby trap.
At least two of them have booby trapped in some fashion. A sort of plasma explosive on the outside of the hull.
Okay, I mark them on the sensor scans. Okay, those are the ones to avoid. Do I know what triggers they are?
Proximity to Starship equivalent material.
Okay. Should be able to use tractor beams to shove it out of the way.
You could also use transporters to isolate that part of the transport and not convert it back into matter.
That's true. We can keep it in the pattern buffer if we know what to look for.
I'll keep an eye on it, just putting options on the table. But in the meantime, we have lives to save.
I could also spacewalk on the hull and remove it.
I'm sorry, what's that, Commander?
I do believe we can transport them at a longer range to just increase difficulty.
Yeah, I can do that probably. It'd be easier if we brought them to a pad though than transport them directly to the brig though.
Mm-hmm.
At this range, that'd be tricky.
Have a security team meet us in the transporter room, and of course beam them in without weapons.
I will be part of that security team in the transporter room.
I might want to come with you just so we can ensure the pattern buffers catch any explosive or incendiary devices.
I can do that. You can stand. You might be. I mean, I can probably do that just fine.
Okay. Your call, Commander.
Garrix is the person I trust the second most with transporters, so it should probably be him.
Altera, with my third question, And how long is their life support going to hold out? I'm assuming like we have 24 hours to figure this out. No one's like venting in space yet. Okay, so we have 3 hours to figure this out.
Let's get to the ones that we can, and then we'll worry about the ones that have the devices on it later.
Okay. Lieutenant Watch has to bring us in at long range. Garrix, I believe you have a transporter or to a man.
I am on my way, and I head to the transporter room.
So transporter room is you. No. Oh, no. Did it right. Just brought up the sheet at the same time. Why? You're going down. And you're going down?
No, I'm staying on bridge.
Oh, so
I believe Alan was coming, though, for his part of the security team.
Do we want to spend crew support for a full security team, or just Alan flexing his muscles?
I mean, if you ask me, Alan flexing his muscles is more effective, but
I would feel more comfortable having a full security team on your command, Commander. See, only chain of command.
someone's trying to get accordance. Or try not to lose it, better way to put it.
Hey, I haven't gone up in reputation the last 3 missions.
All right, so 2 people have gone. Are you spending 1 to have the hill? Doing that will give me 1 threat, though, because there aren't. But in exchange, all your security rolls reduced in difficulty by... Well, you basically have an advantage.
Okay, we're doing it.
Okay. So you have a security detail.
Do you want me to call it, or do you want to call it Zora?
All security personnel, please report to the transporter room.
Security to bridge, on our way.
Not bridge, the transporter room.
More acknowledging who we're talking to.
Oh.
Sorry, sir. So how close do you guys try to beam them from here? Are you getting closer?
I did ask Wash to bring us in at least long range.
You're at long range right now. And if you try to beam them from here, the complication's going to be 3 instead of 2.
Yeah.
I would feel more Garrix, how close do you want us to be before you feel comfortable?
However many kilometers medium range is.
Let's bring it to
Or
medium.
there.
All right, Wash.
Wash, are you back with us?
Yes.
Give me Control Con difficulty 0 as you're moving in closer to the ship. And it doesn't cost any power because you're just maneuvering up.
One threat.
1 threat.
So you should be at 8 threat because we spent a threat for the security team.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me.
Don't
Sorry.
give the GM extra threat.
I'm trying to get in accordance in every way I can.
So that's a freaking 4 momentum. 6 momentum. I think you went over, didn't you? Because I think you were lower than that. Higher than that.
Yeah, I think we were at like 4 when we started.
We're at 9.
9 momentum.
Okay,
So
so
if you
what
wanna
advantages can we create?
I figure out
Has to be related to Wash's flying. Related to
okay.
How about
Uh,
2 to maneuver in into close range, that we don't cause the incendiaries to go off?
Oh, like just barely brushing into close range while the transport happens, pulling away. Or even
Yeah.
sitting just beyond their
Yeah.
proximity.
Yeah, sitting just beyond the proximity, getting us nice and close, but just out of range of the triggers.
Yeah, Wash, if you want to spend it for that, it's the momentum you just...
Oh, well, that is fine.
Cool. You have 1 left over if you want to obtain information about anything in particular.
If anybody has a question.
Floating debris patterns, and just make sure or that they don't accidentally drift into us. You can compensate for that.
Or we could try to figure out if the escape pods have a specific trajectory to see if they're trying to retreat somewhere specifically we could extract.
I like that one.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it basically looks like they're intending to... They're gathering up into a central point, and then basically making a sort of connection between the pods to extend their lifespan.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. Distress beacons.
That will cost momentum.
Commander, can I check for our distress beacons?
Actually, I'm gonna hang that. I'm gonna pull that back. No, it'd be something Khan would get. No, yeah. Yeah, well, momentum. You can see if they're calling out. You do detect they are giving out a distress call.
I
On
would
a
like
certain
to.
bandwidth.
I would like to stop that shit.
Fine. That is a roll called signal jamming. And the difficulty is it'll cost 1 power. The difficulty is as high as you want to set it. The higher you've initially set it and succeed, that's how high they have to roll to do their hailing frequencies check. But if you fail, then you just throw out signal jamming that doesn't actually stop anything, and you waste power.
What was the task?
It was a control engineering roll.
Yeah, he may have engineering, but I have a Cochrane Award in communications.
Yeah, he'd have to come if he was going to help. He'd have to come back up to the bridge or do it with increased difficulty.
Let's do it. Unfortunately, it's engineering, so I can't hit bold. I'll spend for.
And what difficulty are you shooting for? Because you actually call how high you're going.
I'm thinking difficulty 3, Commander. I also need to spend a determination to get that at. Spending a determination from helping Alan and out of his mind control way back when, and my focus is science is a universal language, or my value.
I'll give it to you. At least one of that determination, because of the Cochrane, one of that can go toward getting the automatic success. House rule here on my part, yeah, the other thing can't be the same thing you spent for. So you can either create a complication on their end, give yourself an advantage. There's other things that spending determination gets you. I forget what the other ones are, but those are the big ones.
Okay, So it was just +2. I'm also spending a momentum to get me 4 dice. Give me up to 4.
So much momentum. Ooh. I mean, you got it.
Just barely.
Oh, you're assisted by the ship, I think. Pretty sure you are. Wait, why am I doing this the hard way? Anyway, communication security for the ship.
Obscurity.
Here I am pulling my hair out trying to figure out what page it's on, and I'm like, oh wait, my cheat sheet tells me what page it's on. God dang it.
Okay, and I have a determination. Let's trade a complication on their end. Like my feed, I create a feedback loop, so I burn out some of their air transceivers.
Roll me a challenge die. I'm looking something up. The heck was I looking up? Oh.
The dress of your okay.
Okay. So none of them detonate or explode or anything, but you basically created a trying to hail past it, which, I mean, they're going to try now, but I don't think they're going to make it. Difficulty's 3. Actually, it's 4 now, technically.
It is 4.
As a complication. Actually, no, the complication range goes up. That's how that works. Still, that doesn't help them at all. I might be able to get 3. It's possible. And the ship's not going to help at all. It might.
They're an escape.
They're an escape pod though, so it has garbage stats. But it might work. You can detect that they almost are getting their signal out, but they're not quite. If someone was in this system, they'd probably. But anyone who's outside of this current section of space really can't hear them. Like you can hear them, but no one else can.
All right, so I've effectively silenced them.
Where no one can hear you scream.
All right, go ahead and start beaming then.
Okay, difficulty for this will be. Are you being them to the pad, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's normally 2. They're not on a pad. You're beaming them to your pad. There's no special interference because no complication either way. So the difficulty is, and they don't have shields up. And you have to bring down your shields to beam them over.
Correct.
Okay, shields come down for a second. It's a control engineering task, difficulty 3, assisted by sensors engineer.
Okie doke. I will go ahead and spend that momentum we have for the 3rd die. I do have a focus in transporters and replicators.
Okay.
And to be on the safe side, I'll go ahead and give you 2 threat for the 4th die.
Okay.
Okay, didn't need it. Cool. And the ship rolls sensors engineering. Okay, so that puts us quite a bit over. Neat.
3 over, yep. As you start beaming people over. Give me a presence plus security roll. Base difficulty of 2. But you can With the security detail, it brings it down to 1.
Okay. Alan, do you want to do that? Because that's a
yeah.
12. That's a 12 for me. So
What's the difficult? What is it again?
presence security difficulty 1, I believe.
Presence security?
Yes.
Looking like a threatening enough presence that you're not to be trifled with. Like, don't even
It's-
try to go for our guns.
Do
We
you
will
have more?
shoot.
Do you have more than a 12, Alan? Because I can do that otherwise.
I have a 12.
Okay.
I mean,
Wanna see more
alternatively,
then?
you... Oh, sorry.
Can I use with the line of logic that I get into a combative stance? Can I use hand to hand?
And increase complication.
Sure.
Basically, getting up close and personal with one of them, and being all threatening.
I'll buy it. Ooh, and I'll buy the complication with the momentum earned.
If you let me assist you, you don't have to spend it because of my talent. As long as I don't roll one.
Up to GM's call, I guess.
You can try to assist and look threatening.
Apparently, I look threatening. Okay, I puff my face.
They cringe in horror. Some of them start like putting up their arms to cover their face, like they think you're gonna hack them with a spit attack or like shoot spines at them.
I start to cuff them.
For some reason, they don't resist you.
I say, if you see him, you should see his wife.
Shut up.
My wife is incredibly gentle soul. Excuse you.
I'm not speaking from experience or anything.
Holy hell.
Okay, I have something.
Really just a man's wife. Just the man's wife right in front of him. Damn.
If you spend 2 momentum, you can take all the other. You can grab everyone else without having to do rolls for each beam.
I think that's a good spend.
Yeah. With that, you now have a routine, if you will, of being all threatening, and then one of you, and then puffing up, and then each time it works, it's the same result. Some of them are, yeah. Some of them are about to get ready to hand. They see the puff and they back off. Some of them see the puff and want to do something, but then Alan gets in their face and they don't want to do anything.
Oh, you
I
see
want
the
to
Garrix.
each time. I want to have a version of a kind of a denobulin joke, just to see like what's okay with Garrix. Like I'm kind of testing what's emotionally acceptable. What is humor?
Actually, Jolson, I'll give you. I'm waiting that beam out procedure would do normally. It would deactivate hostile weaponry, unless it was a weird alien weapon. In which case, there's nothing you can really do.
So does that actually beam the deactivated weapon on board, or does it just not convert it back into matter and store it as energy?
Depends on protocol of the ship. The standard Starfleet procedures, it basically doesn't beam in the parts that connect the power to the rest of the gun. So you basically it's like it has the battery, it has the trigger, but you can pull it all day and nothing's going to happen.
If they have the guns, I want to confiscate them.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Are they? Do they look interesting, or do they look primitive, or like?
Give me reason plus security difficulty 2 to get a good idea of what kind of, if these weapons are purely decorative or if they're actually deadly weapons. Because right now it's hard to tell because they're all deactivated.
Hand phasers and spend a momentum.
Sure.
That's 4 + 1, so that's 5 successes.
Okay. How many? And I said there was 8 pods. So. At least two of the pods, like you're being groups of people pod at it. And two of the groups most of the groups have a energy weapon of some kind, a plasma weapon. Think phaser, but not but a little, just a little more primitive. Some of them have like boot knives, lapel knives, that sort of thing. So a lot of it's except for two groups. Two groups in particular have something that you recognize as a version of a neural whip. It's a weapon that the Ferengi like to use, and some species like to use.
I'm gonna confiscate one of those. Can I spend a momentum to see if I know how to make it work again?
Yeah, sure. You had one floating there. Burn that.
Okay.
It's half looking it up in your head. Actually, mostly it's looking in your head going, hey, I've seen one of this. I have a memory of this somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, this is how you use it. I remember, yeah. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's close enough that you know.
I'm gonna Indiana Jones that and clip it on my belt.
For future reference, if you want to continue using that weapon, I'll give you stats for. Well, we can work that out after a session if you want to use it as a continuing item.
Yeah, I figured I'd still have to spend for it to bring it out because I don't have a talent, but being able to bring it out in general is the question. Kind of like a mechlith you have stored in your room or something.
Right. Just taking one?
Is there a cost to taking more than one?
It gives me one threat. Because you're stockpiling them.
I'll take a couple as backup.
Once everyone is cuffed and on their way to Briggs, I say, please enjoy your stay in the brig. If you have any allergies or dietary restrictions, please let a security officer know. I'm sure someone will be asking you some questions very, very soon.
To get them to be somewhat to cooperate or possibly volunteer information.
Okay, well, I made it.
Yep. They actually do tell you. Some of them tell you begrudgingly. Like once in captivity and disarmed, they're rather civil. Like they'll follow the instructions of security guards. They listen to your instructions. They stop being ready to fight you now. They take their seat, and each of them very orderly will tell you these are my allergies, or I can't use this drug. Like they're very calm about this now, since they see it almost seems like the way you're handling them is comforting them. Like they know that they're not being captured by pirates.
And then I whisper to Alan, I believe on Earth they called this good cop, gesturing to myself, bad cop, gesturing to Alan.
He looks at you for a second, and he's... Normally, I think I should let you clarify, but I don't think I'm gonna let you clarify. And he starts to walk off with the prisoner.
Security to bridge.
Bridge here.
Lieutenant Commander Garrix and the civilian have cured our prisoners. No one's left in the escape pod.
Very well, thank you. Lieutenant Wash, if you don't mind, shall we resume our
Engineering
course?
bridge.
Sorry, do what?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
We're kind of losing quite a bit of power keeping the emitter.
Oh, you can... Right, we'll go ahead and deactivate the hollow emitters.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, Commander. What did you say?
Please resume our original course.
Absolutely, yes, Commander. On our way.
And, Commander Jolson, please keep an eye out for any more pirates.
Like it was his fault. I mean, it was, but you know. Oh, the mic's on. Sorry. But yes, so you guys warp away? Actually.
Didn't we arrive in the system?
You were jumped about a day away from the experiment. You still have like 3 days left.
Did I watch Maximum Warp?
Maximum work, Commander.
I'll give it to you for free, Jolson. Set the at least last when you jumped out of there. If anything, you actually noticed that long at extreme ranges, you noticed that the St. John sensors were kind of paying more attention to your sector of space for a little bit because they noticed that they were kind of keeping an eye on you and noticed a lot of shooting and then no shooting. And then you warp away, so they just kept. That's the most you see, though, is that they notice you're out there, but that's it. They don't even approach because that fight took all of a few minutes. But yes, you are back underway. And oh, go on.
I'd like to conduct some interrogations.
Sure. I really need to set up a graphic for whatchamacallit, prison cells. I know I have one. I just haven't bothered to put it in the system.
As much time as I spend in or near prison cells, it'd probably be appropriate.
So yeah, you're in a. Is anyone else in there? Or is it just him interrogating people?
I did not try to make that situation one way or another.
All right. So it looks like it's going to be just you. Are you going to interrogate? Going up to each
sort of
cell
like to find out if the commander of that vessel made it out or not.
He did.
She would like to interrogate him.
Do you two want to interrogate different people, or you both want to team up on the commander?
I'm in it to interrogate everybody.
Just making sure you guys weren't trying to hide certain people away and like, oh, I'm interrogating them all right with the cameras off. Well, they're sensors, but you know what I mean.
No.
There you go. So, the two of you are able to pull up the the pirate captain of that little fleet. Well, actually, he was the captain of that particular ship, to be fair. But
I want to take out the energy whip and put it in my hand, kind of still like coiled up, and lean over him and like whisper in his ear, I destroyed your ship in about 10 seconds. Would you like to see what I could do with this?
That'll
Yes,
cost
I'll
you
pay
1 moment. Okay. Jeez. Daring or presence, security or command, honestly. With that sort of talk.
Just expand it a little bit more and I can use reason engineering. I should
If he
say
was a machine, maybe, but he's a person. He's a biologic, sadly.
Well, I'm glad you're not forcing me to use medicine. So I heard presence, daring, control, security, or presence, daring, security? Oh, it was presence, daring, command, security. I got 13. For the same logic as last time, does hand-to-hand work?
Yeah. No, actually, no increased complication. This actually is a good thing to do to him. Oddly.
Okay. I'll go ahead and spend the 3 moment. Holy shit.
Oh man.
I'm going to pop my determination on I am superior.
Oh goodness. Okay, yeah, that's a good spend. Yikes.
Ooh. That could have gone badly.
Good grief.
Suddenly, there's a prisoner on the loose with 5 energy whips.
Zora, do you want to assist with this bit of intimidation?
No, she's just shaking her head in disbelief, like.
The guy nods. I get you. Fair enough. What do you want to know?
You can start with your allegiances.
To myself and my crew, or in this case, myself.
Are the crewmen sitting there next to him?
No, you have him by himself.
How about former
I
allegiances?
didn't want to do that.
Oh, you're interrogating the whole lot of them in a cell?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, his answer's the same.
Do I? I turn my head and I look over at them and I kind of look for a reaction.
They shrug, like they're not offended at all by that. Did you give prisoners booze or anything, or just water?
Airlocks?
Oh, so we're gonna starve. Oh, that's fun.
What do you know about? And then I recite the name of the High-on gentleman who we're going to meet.
Oh, Sir Lord Mucky Muck. Yeah, I know him.
I was looking for a little bit more than that.
What do you want to know? I don't care if I don't mind telling you.
Why don't you just go down the list?
He's annoying. Stick in the mud. He's one of those Lord High Mucky Mucks who thinks that title matters. That's all it really matters, isn't it? Oh, I suppose he is a knight of a planet and has his own fleet of ships.
What tactics does he favor?
he likes to be a bit of a coward about things, you know. Instead of like standing up to me, he'll kind of have his fleet sneak up behind me and then kind of pincer me in the middle instead of just fighting me one-on-one, like you guys did, honestly.
I've seen you've become very skilled at losing.
This is the second time I've lost. Mind you, last time my buddies didn't run away, so that's new.
Well, they're alive and not captured, so.
That's true, yeah.
Where's your base of operations?
I kind of go from port to port, honestly. I don't really have a particular port in particular.
See, that answer's not good enough.
Well, it's the truth. My base of operations is my ship, which you blew up if you want to be particular about it, but...
Why don't you give me some ports that your other ships frequent?
Give me insight security or insight medicine, difficulty of 2.
Is that for Zora?
Yeah.
Take
Well,
it
he starts listing off a few planets. He's like, oh, this planet, that station I was at a couple times. He actually mentions one of the planets you've been to.
Was
the
it
GM is-
the
one with the
disappearing one?
No, it was the
Crystals.
Kalian one. The one with the space station where they accused of St. John of forgetting what it
Oh.
is. He's been there before. Well, he wasn't at the planet, he was at the station, to clarify.
Yeah, I don't think they would have lasted long at the planet.
No. Well, that's unfortunate. But he's been around. He lists off about 9 different places he's been to. There's a few others, but I honestly don't remember. I would look it up on my ship's computer, but I mean, they might be on the escape pods, nav computers. I might have remembered to update them. I don't know.
Maybe if you tell me where your friends are going, you might land in our jurisdiction as opposed to the jurisdiction of Sauron High Mucky Muck.
They'll stay in indie space, honestly. Where in particular? Let me think. What's the nearest place to here that isn't controlled by anybody? There's an abandoned military base on Matar 6. That's where I'd go.
Mr. Allen, do not promise him anything that we cannot deliver. He did attack the ship and endanger the lives of this crew. I am not about to hand him over or let him go free.
Oh. Okay, well. You probably had a better chance with Sauron High Mucky Muck, but I think I've been overruled.
Matriarchy? That doesn't matter.
He says yeah, and he shakes the whip and he says, they like to crack the whip sometimes.
Nice.
He's very put off by that yes.
So, airlock, beer, whip. I'd rather not the whip. That would really hurt. Please don't use the whip.
Why don't you give me something useful, and maybe there's beer in it for you.
Useful? You mean legal useful or not so legal useful? Because I don't want to tell you information you're not going to use.
I'll decide what I'll use.
All right. Illegal wise, you know that planet with the weird tattoos on their heads and stuff? You can actually smuggle pretty much any military grade weapon out of that station. It's pricey, but you can get some nice stuff there.
Tell us something we already don't know.
You already knew that? Oh. You're new. Well, what else?
Yeah, the matriarch doesn't like trading in weapons.
Looks at the whip, looks at you. I'm sure. Something
Oh.
I don't already know.
This is yours.
Well, you took it. Not complaining, I'm just making an observation, really. But, illegal-wise, do you got a thing for scions? Do you guys have, like, a law against that sort of thing? Or do you actually, like, use them in your military?
Don't answer that question.
I will tell you, then this might be useful then. If you want to kill them, this will matter. If you want to recruit them, this will matter. You know, there's this planet. Has a huge spire. It's not more than a sector away. And if you stay in orbit long enough, I've heard people will actually, like, become psychics. Very neat. Very illegal in the Alliance, though.
Yeah, we destroyed that planet.
Oh, well, crap. There goes that, I guess. I'm running out of things to tell you that's useful. You keep up everything I know, including my ship. I'm seeing a pattern.
I stand up and turn around to Zora. Do you have anything else you want to know?
This is going nowhere. Obviously,
I let the I let the whip uncoil. We could make it go somewhere.
Hey, I'm answering your questions. What the hell?
I turn around. I turn around and kind of look at him. I mean, she gets what she wants.
Okay, fair.
I don't think it needs to come to that, Mr. Allen. He is trying to be cooperative in his own way.
Yeah, they told me with the Admiral, and I probably should have listened, so I'm gonna listen in this sense. I'll roll it back up and leave.
I never got your name during our engagement.
I suppose that's
Start
true. I mean,
there.
I was just trying to kill you, I guess. Didn't think you'd catch me. Made the wrong call there. But if you need a name, you can call me Ryder. Most people know me by that name anyway.
I assume that's not your real name and some sort of alias.
You're a smart one. Hello, person? Matriarch?
No, Commander Zora.
Commander Zora. Ooh, military. Oh, crap. I'm not operating in your space, am I?
No, but...
Oh, thank you.
You did attack the ship, which means you endangered my crew, and I don't
You
take
did
too
shoot
kindly
back.
to that. Yes, we did. But you
You
shot
could have been
first.
pacifist. You could have been pacifist and surrendered. That's what some people do.
You don't operate that way.
Wow. So I noticed.
If there's any information you can give me about this area that we are currently in, that would be most grateful, and I might show some leniency.
Well, you're independent space. I'm not sure what I can tell you that you already know. You seem to know more about this wild frontier than I do. Or as much as I do, anyway.
And is piracy often in this area of space?
Around here, it's mostly my territory. But I think a few other pirates have... Sorry, privateers. They don't like to be called pirates. Same difference.
Well, privateer means that you have a contract with a certain government organization.
Oh, hey, that translated. You're right.
Who's your contract with?
Oh, I'm not a privateer. I'm a pirate. I actually like living for myself rather than some noble or some emperor in a distant.
You did say privateer, so I'm very curious.
Hmm?
You did say privateer, and I'm very curious about that. You're not trying to deceive me now, are you?
Ah, no. I'm saying that most people out here are private. Some people out here like to be called privateers. Some people like to be called pirates. Privateers all respectable.
And you're not.
I'm respected by my crew, and that's what matters. Being respectable to nobles doesn't really help me at all.
Well, at least some of your crew find you respectable. Some others don't.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'll make sure you and your crew are comfortable. After all, we're not savages.
Yeah, I
We'll see
noticed
to
that.
we'll see to every medical needs that you require, as well as food. Please enjoy your accommodations until I decide what to do with you.
I got one question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You a society member?
Why do you ask?
Oh, well, one useful thing. We're society members, and since you seem to be decent spacefarers, you could sign up if you want. I'll even write up a recommendation. I'm sure I have some bounty or another. We do this all civilized like.
And if I do, what do you want in exchange? Assuming you
To be
want
taken
something
to
out
a,
of this.
I want to be taken to a society prison. I don't want to be taken to some. I mean, I'm sure your prisons are nice and all, but since I imagine the society didn't send you, so that means whatever military you serve, isn't a member either. So I'd rather be with a prison system I understand. And besides, I get the goodwill of whatever you serve, of a commander, of an officer.
Empath check. Is he lying?
Insight command or insight security.
Difficulty?
Opposed.
Deception for a focus?
I mean, I'd take it, yeah.
Take a threat?
Sure. I'll spend a threat. Any rerolls you have in your back pocket?
I do have a normal milestone. Can I... I don't remember exactly what I was for. It was on the further information is not available session.
Yeah, I'll give you that one, actually.
Actually, also, can I use, instead of doing that, I didn't call it, I just realized I had the star-crossed metal, which doubles the focus range.
Well, if it doubles the focus range, does that help you with that zero?
No, but it helps me with the 2 ones, making them a 2. Which would be 4 successes.
Aren't those 8s, though?
Yeah, because it doubles the focus range.
Oh, right. Duh. Yeah, no. That's once per session or something like that? Or once per scene? I forget.
Once per
Either
mission.
way. If you want to use your once per mission for it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
He's holding something back. Like it's not that what he's saying isn't a lie, but he isn't telling you something. And actually, you can tell that he has some mental barriers. Like he actually has, or he has some special training that guards his mind. It's not a species thing, because that you know what that feels like. This guy's either trained or he himself is psychic as well.
Do you have the cold reading so I get would that apply here?
Yeah.
During our conversation on the empath check, did it seem like that part of him being part of a society was truthful?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Ryder, while I do believe you that you are part of a society and you may be genuine in your offer, you are holding something back.
Ooh.
At least I get the feeling of that. Why aren't you telling me, Mr. Ryder?
You feel probing in your mind. You can try to oppose roll, keep him out.
I will oppose.
Now he's starting to reach out, because, wait, how did you know I was lying? Maybe you just have a really good...
Focus. What kind of role?
Insight security or insight command.
Spending one momentum and giving you a threat to get rid of that complication.
Sure. Why not? Spend 2 to get his reroll. And I spent 2 for a complication. Huh. Well, nice to know that you don't think psychics are illegal. I can even sense a couple of others on here, too. In case you were wondering.
Yes, there are other psychics on board. And I presume you're one as well.
Yeah, I am. Other reason I want to go society, because they don't mind if you're psychic or not. Lord Mucky Muck and his lot? No, they mind a lot. That's the bit I wasn't telling you. They execute us. So really didn't want to tell you that, but I get the feeling if I sit here long enough, you're gonna figure that out. So
they don't like psychics.
By imperial decree, all psychics are to be exterminated and purged from the galaxy for the safety and prosperity of everyone. So saith the banner. He rolls his eyes.
This gets better and better as we go.
Well, that is a very useful information I did not know.
Huh, I figured you knew that already. Lucky me.
Well, they must not have mentioned it in their laws they sent over to us.
It's one of those unwritten imperial decrees. And they tend not to tell you about it until they arrest you. Then they read off the decree, and suddenly... On the plus side, the guy who reads it to you dresses fancy. He shrugs, and the other guys laugh at that.
And by joining this society that you're going to put me part of, does that give me a certain advantage with them?
Well, if you want to do any trade deals or anything, if you do it in a society house, society rules. All the courtesies of society extend to everyone.
You're cutting out.
All member, the advantage is that if you're dealing with somebody, all courtesies of society apply to all members of society. So there's that advantage as well. And the Empire is full of its, well, they don't like being called that, but that's what they are. A lot of their members of good standing are members of society. Not everybody, but most people.
I think we can come to an arrangement. If you give us a set of coordinates, I trust this won't be a trap.
I like having my society card, thanks. I don't need to get that in my...
Very well, if you would give me the coordinates, we'll head there first.
You got like a notepad or something I can jot that down on?
And she walks over to the security console and grabs a pad and then hands it to him. That's a secure pad.
Yeah, he takes it. He doesn't make any special motion when the field goes down a tiny bit. He just waits for it to come through and takes it, taps at it. Do you want one in indie space or one in their space? I assume you want indie space. I'll give you both, whatever. You figure it out. There. He holds it back out.
She takes the pad. Thank you.
Not at all. Yeah, you got some paper for... Actually, I have to do their paperwork if I give you a recommendation. But don't worry, I'll give a recommendation. You're a good lot.
I appreciate that. Please enjoy your stay.
So am I getting a
And she
beer
walks out of the
or...
bar. We actually don't drink alcohol. We have a thing called Silk Club.
Oh. He kind of just leans
Sorry.
back in his seat and just deflates.
Ensign, if you could please see to their humanitarian needs.
Aye, Commander.
And she just nods to Ryder and exits the brig. Lieutenant Wash, change in plans. I want you to... And she hands him a pad. I want you to lay in a coordinates. Or set a course for the coordinates that are on here.
Yes, Commander.
To the nearest location.
Which one is the nearest?
The indie space one. It's off course. It's not going the same way you're going. It takes you off course by about 3 days.
Setting course for any coordinates. Still maximum warp, Commander?
Yes, please.
Maximum warp. Time allotted 3 days.
Engage.
Engage.
That sounded a whole lot more like a phaser than a warp.
But you're so fast.
So you're gonna get an energy whip sound now?
Yeah.
I expect theatrics. And I need the Indiana Jones theme song.
But with that, we are at the end of the episode.